So we have Ice Cube, Liam
Nice.
Neeson, and Lindsay Lohan.
Nice. Okay.
And this is a comedy.
I think it's quite obvious who picks what.
This is a comedy. Okay. So we've got those three.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's going to be a.
I got one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a road trip comedy.
Sure.
I was thinking Liam Neeson is upset because Lindsay Lohan wants to marry Ice Cube. And it's the first time they meet. Wait a minute. That's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. This movie's been made twice. Once with Ashton Kutcher. and Bernie Mac. YUNKJunk. Hey everybody, welcome to What Is This Podcast with Zack, Cole, Luke, and Terry. We finally got Zack back. Zack, how was your trip?
Magical.
Luke, what did he miss?
You missed the 12 days of, I don't even know what the title should be. 12 days of What Is This? And it was, what is it? On the What Is This Podcast with Cole, Zack, Luke, Terry. And yeah, so we each, the three of us, we each had like 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever numbers. And I just wrote down 12 things that we talked about, or 12 topics that were funny on the show. And
We've had 12 good, funny topics.
He legitimately he found 12 ways to do it. Like it was impressive.
Even missed a couple after Terry and I caught a couple that we could have added to it.
Yeah.
I knew I should have kept it. I threw away the paper where I wrote it down, but do we remember them? It was like
I can't remember. Like 5 golden rings. I should be able to remember that one, and I can't.
That was Now How Is Pete?
Now How Is Pete?
Yeah. I only have the ones that there's two bearded brothers. There's 7 is Airbud Fucks.
Yeah.
9 was Pete Davidson impressions. 12 was Michael McDonald.
And What was number 1?
And the What Is This Christmas Party?
Oh yeah, What Is This Christmas Party? That's what the episode was. But a little peek behind the curtain. I walked in today to get set up for this, and Dylan just looks at me, and it's got the dancer from Michael Jackson. He's just like, I haven't gotten to the end of the episode. Don't spoil whatever this is, because I'm very confused.
Nice.
But everybody out there, please like, comment, subscribe right away. If you're our friend and you haven't subscribed, you are not our friend. You have to like, comment, and subscribe on every episode if you actually are interested in us as humans. If you want us to live or die. If you want us to live, give us a like. If you want us to die, leave a comment and tell us how. But please subscribe to this podcast. And you can catch all that episode and more on YouTube.
Yeah,
so what do we got today, fellas?
I was gonna say I look forward to watching my own podcast, seeing what happens.
Yes, you should. You should. I mean, hey, you were this close to getting replaced because this new guy that we had a surprise guest and
what?
Oh yeah.
Excuse me?
We had a surprise guest.
Who the
he was famous.
Talking about?
It was Vincent Arancini. He was the backup dancer that f***ed up all of his moves in the Beat It Michael Jackson video.
Bleep that or we get demonetized.
Yeah,
do you remember that guy that f***ed up all of his moves in that video?
No, that's a real thing.
Bleep that too.
He's like, if you watch it, you can't miss it. Once you see it,
he's got like a brown leather jacket and he's standing behind Michael Jackson and all his moves are the wrong way and he just keeps screwing up. But look it up. Anyway, we found him. Cole tracked him down.
Yeah, we talked to him.
I found him. I got him on the podcast.
But it turned out he was a complete hack.
Yeah, and none of it's true.
We didn't believe him, and we talked. Me, Cole, and Terry. We talked on the side and let him count the lights on the Christmas tree while we talked. And he got to 12, and we talked for a while. And we basically were like, this guy's, I don't know. I don't trust him. He's just traumatized. He got ran over. You gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
He's
That's
a character.
So let's get into it. Who's got a pitch today? Who are we starting with? What is this
Anyone
podcast?
coming in hot?
What is this podcast?
What is this? I feel like 2 weeks off, and I don't know. I don't know how to do this at all.
We gotta have you go first
Why?
because you took 2 weeks off.
Yeah, that's right. You should have had. That was 2 weeks of preparing in Mexico.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
you're swimming with the dolphins, man. You had all that time,
If I could swim with the dolphins.
Swimming with a dolphin is terrifying.
Is that your pitch?
That is a large mammal, maybe a mammal, moving very fast. No, here's my pitch. I was thinking about what we all have in common besides, good looks. And we're all uncles. I was thinking about how we're all uncles because in Mexico, I was with my nephew, so I was spending a lot of time as an uncle. And we're all uncles. And we're all talented, creative individuals in our own right and field. And I saw Jake Gyllenhaal wrote a children's book called The Secret Life of Aunts and Uncles, because he is an uncle himself and he made it into a children's book. And so I thought we should come up with our own children's book about being an uncle and have AI write it and then rival Jake Gyllenhaal's children's book for domination of the market, essentially.
So that he could be our rival or our enemy, and if we want to sell it, we just are just basically maybe part of our marketing is to go against him. Is that a
pretty
big part
much
of it?
it's just to start some sort of beef with Jake Gyllenhaal, more or less. Writing the uncle's children's book. Whatever.
It doesn't even have to be that.
It's an avenue. It's just getting some sort of altercation.
I mean, the Uncle Pod it definitely has some momentum there. You could talk about uncle do's and don'ts. What's appropriate at a party if you're an uncle? Can you get drunk, or do you have to stay straight? What do you give your nephew condoms? What kind of uncle are you? Because you could be straight-laced uncle, or you could be the uncle you actually. I would think it would be about what's the uncle advice you actually need, not the uncle advice that anyone could give. Because your uncle's the one who pulls you aside and it's like, I have literally been there, so listen to me. I know what you're going through in middle school. I remember. Moral of the story, get jacked and get on a sports team or your life is going to suck. That's the best uncle advice I have. Get on a sports team early. Be an athlete. It'll make high school much better.
If Terry could Back to the Future himself, I think that's all he would say. He would just throw a steak in his childhood face.
I would. I'd be like, yo, peanut butter and jelly is great, but it don't get you swole.
I remember we must have been in middle school. Terry and I, after school, would choreograph trampoline kung fu for hours.
Yeah, we were going to be SeaWorld instructors.
We were really good at it. We were really good at it. I would do double backflips while Terry was running.
We got really good. We did get legitimately good at gymnastics and trampolining.
Yeah. To the point where I was like, maybe I'm going to be a stuntman.
Yeah.
Fake kicks to the face into barrel rolls. It was intense. And
WWE.
Yeah, but well staged. So yes, WWE.
Yeah, we would choreograph whole fights. They're more kung fu influenced.
Well, what else was popular at the time was slam ball. You remember basketball with
yeah.
trampolines?
I think it's coming back.
Come back.
So we never left in my world.
We ripped out Micah's basketball hoop from his driveway and put it in my backyard next to the trampoline. We also created Matrix Ball, which is dodgeball on a trampoline. where you're rewarded for Matrix-like moves.
Yeah, but well, there's only one thrower. The thrower is not on the trampoline, and so
Right. Well, there's
like
2 throwers. It was teams.
yeah.
And then you could get up close, and then Terry would deploy a tactic known as Prancing Pony.
Prancing pony.
What the?
That's
This is
100%
this-
true. Where you'd be like,
And that's where you get real close, and you have to dance.
and you'd be,
Real light
Prancing
steps.
pony, and you couldn't hit it. But I do remember distinctly. Well, we were using like a classic dodgeball, right? So classic dodgeball, you can
We were
whip that
using
thing
like
pretty
little
good.
basketballs. These balls were hard as fuck.
But this goes back to like why you have to play sports and little league and stuff, because it allows you to throw a dodgeball at one of Zach's buddies' toes and break off every toenail he had individually with a dodgeball. I must have knocked 5 of that kid's toenails off of his feet.
Yeah, it's Pat Gibson. You made Pat Gibson's toes bleed.
I did.
EJG.
Where was I going with all this? Oh yeah, so
Uncle Pod.
I very clearly remember one time, sitting on the trampoline taking a breather, and Terry was like, "I had a dream last night that we were both super jacked."
That was Terry from the future.
I
He was
actually,
like,
Sending a message.
I'll give you some legit uncle advice. Legit uncle advice is you should have a group of friends that you will actually be vulnerable and will actually tell the truth about your actual dreams and hopes to, even if you're embarrassed or it's not cool or something. Like that is clutch to definitely have like a group of boys that continue with you your whole life. Like there's a legit uncle thing is get a boyfriend. Get a friend who's a boy.
I was thinking about this last night because I'm writing this short film that I'm going to direct. And the main character is just talking about the evolution of dreams, and one's dream change of being a chef, and then it's just being a husband. And she's kind of
I'm
just
sorry, I gotta go get my food.
By
right.
dreams, do you mean
I
goals?
mean, it should have been here an hour ago.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, what is the
This
difference?
is the one with the game show or the reality TV show or whatever.
Yeah. So she kind of looks at it as compromise, where she's like, I don't think dreams can change. And she's like, I'll drop everything to achieve, my dream. And so I was just kind of wondering what you guys think of, like, are they goals? What's the difference between a dream and a goal? Is it just, levels? Or is there just for you, or you the type of person is just one, this is the dream, I've always had these dreams. And 2, does like dreams evolve? Because I never, as a kid, I didn't want to be like an actor or a director or a filmmaker. Like I just knew I wanted attention on me. And at first it was just sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also, anytime I sat in the theater, I was like, oh, I'm on the wrong side of this. Like I belong up there. This fucking sucks out here in these seats. And I think it just evolved to like, well, I can't play sports where people are going to watch me and I can excel at something. And then I found this new thing where I can do that. And then it turned out, filmmaking encompassed everything I liked, music and aesthetic and acting and blah, blah, blah. But, that's kind of the evolution. And so do you think, did you guys' dreams ever change? Do you look at them more as just goals? Or do you think it's just, were you lucky enough to just have one? They're like, I'm going to be an astronaut and that's fucking my life and I'm just doing that.
I had no idea. I was one of those kids. Remember when like they would say, you're not supposed to know what you want to be. Like it'll come to you. And that kept like creeping up as I got older, and I still didn't know. I still don't know. I really don't. And that always stressed me out. But thank God I found music. I mean, but also like when I was making music, that was just a hobby. That was just something that we did. And I remember like specifically my dad telling me, you can't make music for the rest of your life. And I was like, well, I don't really plan on it, but I'm just going to continue to do it. And thankfully I did it enough where I got good enough where that was an avenue that I decided to like focus on and take. But before that, I mean, no clue. And it stressed me out, but, yeah, I don't know. I sometimes I wish that I just chose something, like, because I'm good at that. Like I'm good at picking something, and like if that's a goal, I'm gonna go until I get that goal. But I
think you just nailed it. I think if you're choosing, it's a goal. I don't think you choose a dream?
I don't know. I see it. I think a goal is clearly defined, and a dream doesn't have to be clearly defined. So you can dream of,
Yeah.
sailing a ship across the Atlantic Ocean, but the goal then is, okay, well, first I got to get a job on a boat, and then I got to become a captain, and then I have to get my own ship. So like those goals help you achieve the dream. But I think as soon as I bring the word goal in, it's bullshit unless you have an actual plan to do it. Then it's still just a dream. So essentially, you want to convert your dreams into goals and achievable goals too. Because if you shoot for the moon, I'll also say, well, that's a dream. If you're saying I want to make a movie with Martin Scorsese, that's a dream that likely isn't going to happen. But if you say I want to make a movie, okay, that's a more achievable goal. We got to set some steps to do that, because you're not saying it has to be released worldwide in theaters. Again, you're dreaming. But sometimes dreams come true. But I think it takes a series of goals that are well defined in order to achieve those dreams if we're being realistic.
Yeah, or if you want to be Kanye West and you just study what they do and you see yourself as that, I put it in quotes, unattainable dream, and just keep working, then you're going to be good yourself in your own way. As long as, you have that goal, you have your sights set. Yes, I guess that might be the advice that I would give my nephew. And I've actually thought about that because don't do what I did, but just, figure out, set your sights on something and work your way towards that. And just like what Terry said, there's steps to it to get to that. So you're not just going to get to that goal.
I have a question for you, Luke, specifically, because you're the only father of this group. You're the only one who is
that we know of.
That we know of. Sure. I'm sure between Cole and I, there's some out there. But here's what I ask you. You hear, and I don't know if it's just like a hallmark sort of thing, but some people say it, the moment they become a parent or a father, they have their child, everything shifts in levels of importance and clarity and yada, yada, yada. And so it fills some sort of hole or need, or, you know what I mean? Like those goals, like nothing matter. You always hear about this was the thing I was always waiting for, was to be a parent. I just didn't know it. Did you feel that way?
Yeah. I still, having a kid actually really kind of pushes any dreams or goals to the side.
Yeah.
Really, if it's a dream, it really does. Like, for example, my studio was her room. And I had to basically put everything away, and I don't have anywhere to put that stuff. So I would be kind of, focusing more on music if I had a place to actually do it. I try every now and then, but that means I have to get everything together and put it on my lap, basically. I don't even have a desk. But when it comes to providing for her, yes, it makes you step up, and all I want, everything that I do is for her, and that's for real. If I'm interviewing for a job, I'm not afraid to say yeah, I'm doing this for myself and for my career, but no, really, I want her to have the most comfortable life. I really envision whenever I'm thinking into the future, if we're looking at houses, all I'm thinking is, is this the house that I want my daughter to grow up in? Or is this, say she's got a friend, is this the house that I want her friend's parents to pull up on the driveway and be comfortable, letting their kid, go into this house? And so that really is on my mind. It's number one on my mind for a lot of things. And even just little plans. It involves my daughter. We're going to get snow on Sunday, and I'm changing all of my plans just so that I can take her sledding. And I just want to do that so badly. But before her, it was like, oh, it's gonna snow. Okay, I'm just gonna stay inside and fucking drink and watch movies all day or play video games. But now it's like it's not about me; it's about her. So yeah, things do shift.
I think that kind of leads into my pitch. So my pitch is, that's right.
Terry's
YouTube
pitch.
chapter marker. YouTube chapter marker.
Zack pitch done.
Good.
Terry's pitch now.
So
What was my pitch?
your pitch was an uncle podcast, which I think it's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. Clap it up. Good pitch. It's a good
Good
pitch.
pitch.
Just to just start a beef with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I think it was.
Although the uncle podcast, I'm down for. That would get a vote for me. But
I
mine
like Uncle
is
podcast. If we all take different forms of uncle, like Cole's drunk uncle who gives
Form of.
advice, but maybe you don't listen to it. You know what I mean?
Wonder Uncle's powers activate. Form of drunk uncle. Young uncle. Old uncle.
Which one's
Shitty
young
uncle.
uncle?
Rich uncle.
young uncle.
I'm definitely fun uncle. Is what I would definitely. It's definitely what I am.
All right, so
Cole's fun uncle.
Terry's pitch.
Okay.
My
right, go.
pitch, in line with kind of what we were talking about, but in a manner of speaking, it's more my representation of this, is I would love to do a famous quote cast where everyone brings a quote that is special or has meaning to them or that is well said, and we have a discussion on those quotes. And they don't have to be important, they just have to mean something to us. So the one I had is the one I think about all the time. This is actually from the Bible. It's from 1 Corinthians. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. So I've heard that a bunch, and it's not actually that quote that I like, but you guys ever read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? So that's
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
When I
So
was
that's
young.
Harry
by.
Potter.
I'm sorry.
The Harry Potter.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Yeah, it's the other Harry Potter. It's like Christian Harry Potter. There's a lion.
it's Narnia.
That's
Right?
Narnia.
Narnia?
Yeah, Narnia. But the author of that, C.S. Lewis, had a
Yeah.
quote that is like a quote based on the one I just said, but it's when I
He's got the
became a
best
man.
God.
What?
He's got the best God quotes.
Yeah. But this one I think speaks to me, and it's not a God quote, but he clearly adapted it. But when I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. So I like that one way more because that kind of goes with my theory of life, which is you can do whatever you want to do if you handle your responsibilities. So if you figure out how to handle your responsibilities, you can be childish. You can do things that you don't, that aren't mature. You can spend the day playing video games. You can, watch something that's designed for a 12-year-old. You can go play pretend or something, or do a thing that's not considered adult and serious, as long as you handle your stuff. So my pitch is everyone brings a quote like that, and we discuss it very similar to how we just did. Are there any quotes or anything that speak to you guys?
Is it too many, man?
Well, that's why it's a good podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many. I probably can think of more music lines that come to my head.
That works.
before.
Yeah.
I mean, one that I always, that not always, but that has been kind of a mantra sometimes is less passion, more purpose. It's not necessarily a quote. It's just like a mantra. But that's something that I've gone back to from time to time.
What does it mean to you?
Just like stay focused on what like the plan is and what the goal is, whether it applies to work or if it applies to sports, or, sometimes even in friendships or relationships, like, if sometimes if you get too passionate, too emotional, you start to lose what the purpose is and what the goal is and what the point is, and it fogs it up and it gets too murky. So that's just it's like a stoicism thing. It's just that's really what it boils down to. that's something that I've, used in sports in the past, and with work. It helps you just kind of stay clear-minded, especially when things start to get really hectic. Like, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Just less passion, more purpose. And the alliteration is just kind of what makes it quotable.
I think
to
that's
me.
interesting because it's almost like a negative passion. Like your passion may lead to negative things, so ensure that there's purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a good thing of like when you're getting realistic about like, okay, I got to pay bills, and my passion's not working out paying bills. I gotta go do something that has purpose, like to the world, that people are willing to pay for.
Yep. Yeah, that could apply to that. I mean, it definitely works. It translates in a lot of different fields, a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it's a good mantra. I like it.
But
I'm trying to
I like
find
that
one.
idea. I would have to, if we did one whole podcast where we made that like a theme, I could definitely find. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot that I like over the years.
Yeah, I mean, and it can be as simple as like, now I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Is that Barbie?
It's not. It's not. It was used in marketing. It's Oppenheimer.
Oh,
Hey. Hey. Happens. That's a quote.
that's a great one.
I like there's a Fonte verse, and I lived by it for a long time when it came to music. It was, I'm trying to find a good part to start it. And if you try to catch up, don't even bother. What did he say? This world will try to break you with lies and fables, make you not even believe in you no more. I had to get back to me, get back to minds, get back to fam, and get back to rhymes. Lay down at night and say without shame, today I was a man, tomorrow I'll be the same. We be a bonfire when others are just a flame. Be a memory when others are just a name. That's real words from a true heart. You could take it as an old ending or a new start. So I just like how he talks about like just stay. When it came to music, I lived by it. That was like a mantra to me. You just be a bonfire while others are just a flame. So just stay around forever. Like you don't have to be who you're not. You don't have to try too hard to, reach that unattainable dream. And you could still just, do what you believe in and stay, make quality stuff. I mean, you can even, apply it to just who you are. Like, don't be who you're not. And, just be your best self. And, today I am a man, tomorrow I'll be the same. It's just like every single day you just live on, just staying afloat, but in your own natural way. And that's okay. That's fine. You don't have to like compare yourself to other people. You can be comfortable with who you are and yourself. I don't know. That's the best way that I can put it right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's what every quote is essentially saying. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many things a song can be about. Everybody's saying the same thing. They're just saying it in their own, different, unique way, or through whatever lens they have. Like when you were just saying that, I was thinking about the one that always gets me is Cat Stevens, Father and Son. He says, if they were right, I'd agree, but it's them they know, not me. It's them they know, not me. So how can you take fucking advice? You know what I mean? Even if you've been through the same scenario, that's for you. You're not me. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that reminds me of an Andre 3000 line.
Well,
I forget what song.
It's just flute sounds though, right?
yeah.
No, not that.
What's the
It's a great
the
quote by
beginning of
Andre
the old-
3000.
Well, he says, speeches only reaches those who already know about it. It's from Humble Mumble. Speeches only reaches those who already know about it. He says reaches, like just to rhyme with speeches, but speeches only reach those who already know about it. Or you could say those who already want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to show up to the not atmosphere, to the environment in which
He
is
says
being
before
heard.
that,
So you got to know where
obsolete, Obsolete is the fist and marches. Speeches only reaches those who already know about it. This is how we go about it.
So we go about it.
Yeah, basically it's like, you know, a lot of people are hearing what they want to hear. You know what I mean? And they'll you know, preachers are preaching to the choir. You know.
Well, even I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of like, I'll hear it the way I want to hear it, not necessarily the way you intended it. You know what I mean?
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's important to listen and understand what a person is saying, but also at the same time, you know, if what they're saying is inspiring you in your own way, then they did their job.
Well, you know what? That would be a cool part of like this type of topic of like, what does it mean to you? And then like look up what did the person actually mean? Should we be lucky enough to like have the artist's vision somehow, like they could explain it to us, hear what like the world thinks about it. So quotes are fun. Quotes are fun. I think.
What's the Outcast song? The old Outcast song where the beginning, some guy's talking. He's like, "What are we doing? Playing ourselves, fooling ourselves by not being ourselves."
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
AT aliens?
Yeah.
Where they got. Yeah, I don't know the song.
It's Cujo Goody from Goody Mob.
Yeah.
I always love that. My buddies will always just bring that up anytime we're like we have a revelation of like, man, if I had just fucking stuck to what I thought and in the first place and not given into what I thought was right or what other people wanted, you know, if I just went with my gut, and you'll just be dead silent. Somebody go, "What are we doing? Playing ourselves, fooling ourselves, but not being ourselves." It's such a great line.
I also like
Cujo Goody's got some classic like spoken word poems. They're always really good. They're always like profound. He's like, you know, a very underrated linguist there.
Yeah, he's a poet.
The most powerful, I think the most powerful thing I ever heard, and when I was writing my first screenplay, we would just kill weeks of procrastination, you know, because we were just so precious about everything at that time. We just didn't have an experience, so we needed it to be like perfect before we could write a word, which we've grown out of. But we would kill time. So for a month, every night, we would just get like hammered and listen to Martin Luther King's last speech, "I've Been to the Mountaintop." Have you heard it?
Yeah, of course.
It's like the best speech I've ever heard. And when you watch the video, this man knows he's going to die. I believe in God because of this speech. You look into this man's eyes, he's fully aware he's going to die. And he does. He dies. He gets murdered the next day. This is the last speech he gives. And he talks about what God told him and where his people are going to go. But we would lip sync the speech. So if you just happen to pass by this guy's balcony, you see two hammered white guys. And we got it down to like perfection, where I knew every single word, and we'd be like lip sync thing. And it was so funny, but like you get so empowered when you do it, and you like, I don't know if it's appropriation. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it, but
I don't think it's appropriation. It's just inspiration.
I mean, are you also wearing a suit with like a mustache? Like, have you done your hair in the style of the 60s?
No. We're doing it out of, you know, sheer celebration and praise. But like it's so powerful because it was the last thing this man had to say. You can feel that in every ounce of it. It's just like, here's the most important thing I can fucking leave you with. Please listen. And so when you do it, and you like takes over your body, and you become a black reverend. It's so fun.
And then Quotecast would always end with a quote from Jack Nicholson. "With my sunglasses on, I'm Jack Nicholson. Without them, I'm fat and 60. That's how I feel every day.
Hold it between your knees.
Easy little pieces.
All right. I'm
5
gonna do
easy
mine.
pieces.
I'm an oil man.
I was high watching that
Now I'm
clip
gonna
last
drink
night.
your milkshake.
This is my son and partner HW playing.
An oil
It's
man.
the best acting I've ever seen.
I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. I think it
I
is.
sent you this. Hold on, I got a great story. Girl I met on Tinder, right? This is gonna be a long one.
In
Hung out.
Mexico?
No. Here in America. Talk on Tinder, go hang out with her for the first time, right? She's like, I'm sober. I don't drink. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'll still hang out with you. That's fine. And I go over to her place and she's like, you want to smoke a joint? I was like, what are you talking about? I thought you were sober. She's like, yeah, but like I just smoke weed. And I was like, oh, sure, yeah, we can get high.
Green sober.
She's like, well, they call it California sober. And then she's like, do you want to do some ketamine? I was like, what kind of program are you working for, lady? I was like, I don't think you're sober, like at all.
That's like
That's a
fucking
horse
Reno
tranquilizer.
sober.
Yeah, it's very, very popular drug these days. And so this woman
Why?
has two bunnies as like pets that are just running around the apartment. Which is wild. And I want to write this whole story about her. And she starts telling me about her friends who are hookers and how one of them keeps falling in love. Like she's the worst hooker because she falls in love with all these dudes. I'm like, this is
That's a
incredible.
skit.
Story. Yeah,
That's a
like,
movie.
oh, it's a whole movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's called Pretty
she has
Woman.
bunnies and her,
Yeah.
Except
But
in this case,
that
it's
woman,
it's
she was
Shitty Woman.
Julia Roberts didn't want to fall in love. So it's about a hooker.
But she did.
She's a terrible hooker. She falls in love with all of her clients and they take advantage of her. She has two bunnies. So the other night I'm over there and her bunny's eating her vibrator on the floor. And because I was like, yeah, it's a giant purple carrot. Of course she's fucking eating it. And she's like, this happens all the time. I have to buy so many vibrators. Bubble.
What the fuck?
So we have this great sexual interaction for a while. Just got high and just fucking the music. And it's good and it's rhythmic and I laid it down, right? And then I botched the fucking ending. Like I botched the final move real bad. And it was poor just timing and communication. And she was like, no, it's my fault. I didn't really understand. I was like, no, I should have taken the time to be like, fucking suck me like a milkshake. I was like, I bet if I said suck me like a milkshake, you would have, been painted a very clear picture of what I wanted. She's like, yeah. Then I was like, have you ever seen There Will Be Blood? No. And I got out of bed to show her this clip right after, a very enjoying climax. And
You.
Oh my God.
Would you say she struck oil?
Oh yeah. Well, I struck oil. I was telling her I was the milk. And she was the shake.
Oh,
But I showed her this.
Drink your milkshake.
And I just kept, I drink it up. And she's like, what are you fucking talking about? And I couldn't stop laughing to myself in this strange, weird rabbit lady's bed in the middle of the night, just high. And I was like, I pulled that clip up. And when I watched it, it was so much better than I ever even remembered. I was like, this is the greatest fucking actor in the greatest scene I've ever seen in my fucking life.
So that was why you sent that to us in our group
Middle
chat.
of the night. Yeah.
Is that recent? Wow, that was recently,
That
huh?
was last night.
That was last night.
Yeah, was that like
Oh,
3
wow.
in the morning?
Okay.
I like that. I like that as a podcast of like deciphering weird texts we get from Zack that were sent at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And he
like
can't,
we had no
and
idea.
he can't tell us what the answer is until the end. And we all have to.
Yeah, that would be fun. I could definitely dive deep into that. I'm back on the Tinder, so.
Nice.
Oh God, that's my favorite. Those are my favorites. I want more of that.
I have some stories. There's a story I'd love to tell, but I can't. I have it on public record.
Save it for the next one. All right, who's pitching?
All right, I'll go. All right, so
Not AI.
everyone likes Mad Libs.
Wait,
That's a statement.
dude,
Is that a question?
Wait, Cole, why? What?
just go.
So, if you like say we're gonna do Mad Libs, it's not fun, but when you start to do it, it's fun. It's always fun. I always have fun doing it. So I thought of an idea, including or speaking of AI, I went to ChatGPT and I gave ChatGPT some topics of what to make a Mad Lib about. And so I did that. And I think that we should try to do a Mad Lib. So I printed them out. And the problem is the way it printed, I can't write it right where it tells me to like put an adjective or a noun. So I'm gonna have to put it down here. So I'm gonna do my best to read it, like looking up and down. Maybe I can write it on there. But let's do a Mad Lib together.
Okay.
So I need an adjective.
What's an adjective?
What do you? It's an action, bro. Come on.
No,
Like
no.
farting?
Adjective is like
Farting works.
describing. No, that's a verb.
No, he's like a farting man.
Oh, a farting. Okay. So you want to do farting?
No.
No. I just want to know what an adjective is.
Adjective is like explaining it, like
It's
a
a
blue
describing word.
something, or a happy.
It's not an action, and it's not a person, place, or thing.
And a person, place, or thing is a noun.
You got it, champ.
And what's the other one? An adjective, a verb,
Verb is like to do.
Verb.
to jump.
Verb. It's what you
Verb
do.
is to do something.
Yeah,
It's-
farting would be a verb.
To fart.
Yeah. So what's an adjective? So explain somebody, or an
hairy.
experience.
Delicious.
Hairy. Delicious. Hairy. Let's do hairy first.
Okay.
Okay. I need another adjective. Want to do delicious?
Delicious.
Oh boy.
Let's do some like outside the box ones though.
Okay.
All right. I need another. So I didn't read any of these.
Is it just
and it's-
adjectives?
Yeah.
This is from Chat GPT.
Yeah. So it might not be. It might be.
It's not
I
gonna make
don't
any
know.
sense.
Let's
Yeah. It
find
might
out.
not make sense. So adjective.
Another adjective.
Yeah.
Smelly.
Smelly. All right. Physical trait. I'm about to get rid of my cat. Sorry.
Physical trait?
Yeah.
Clumpy.
Clumpy.
What does that mean? Like clumped up hair?
Like a clumpy person?
Just clumpy.
I'm just thinking of the incredible. I'm thinking of the thing from Fantastic Four.
All right. Another physical trait.
Hung.
Brawny.
Hung.
Oh.
Scrawny. We'll do scrawny. All right. Adjective.
Peanut butter.
That's a noun.
Talkative.
Creamy.
Talkative.
Creamy peanut butter.
All right. Item of clothing or accessory.
Necklace.
Thong.
Dildo.
Dildo.
Dildo necklace.
Necklace.
Dildo necklace. Dildo Baggins' cousin. Dildo necklace.
Oh, that's what I realized. I just watched all of the Lord of the Rings.
That's the best
Prancing-
movies.
Prancing Pony is the bar that they go to.
Yeah.
In the first one.
Prancing pony.
I thought it was,
Yeah,
the,
work
green,
that
I
into
thought it
the
was the
adjective.
Green Dragon.
It's the Prancing Pony. Where
Oh, they
meet
go to the
Strider.
Prancing Pony, but they sing the song about the Green Dragon, which is the
All right,
one where Merry and Pippin hang out. Anywho,
I need an adjective.
Cool of a took. Adjective. Bouncy.
Oh, I kind of saw what it was. That's perfect.
you at home
I
leave a
know-
comment for what we should put in the next Mad Libs.
Oh, another adjective. Let's fly through this.
Jesus.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Is yellow an adjective?
Yeah,
Verb.
Oh,
bouncing.
I just
Again?
said bouncy. I thought,
Oh, you said bouncy? Sorry.
Oh, it's bouncing now.
Jesus Christ. I don't think this segment's going to have too much legs. Is that an adjective?
No.
This one's kind of long. Verb.
Running. No, wait. Skateboarding.
Ooh.
That was a very important rewrite there.
Wait.
No.
I could barely fit these in here. All right. Habit or trait?
Habit or trait?
Habit or trait?
I gotta get rid of this.
Smoker.
Loud.
Loud? Okay. This fucking cat. 1 sec.
Arthritis.
Horny.
Horny? You want horny?
Horny's good.
Chronic
Horny.
masturbator.
Horny.
Real classy shit, fellas.
All right. Adjective.
Peanut butter.
Creamy.
We'll do creamy. Habit or trait? You want to do loud again? Or loud? Because we didn't do that yet. I'll just do loud.
Okay.
Do intense.
You know what? Whatever you want.
I know. This
Is a dud.
is, I know. Adjective.
I was kind of hoping that Luke, your bit was that you never actually get to your pitch because someone's always interrupting.
Wait. No, is that what this is? Is this a never-ending Mad Lib?
I swear to God.
Oh, okay. Why are you?
That would have been hilarious.
Yes, that would have been good because you would have got me. Vulnerable for adjective.
Ooh. Sassy.
Ooh.
Vulnerable.
Flamboyant.
Oh, we need another. So
Sassafras.
we'll do flamboyant.
Turntable.
I don't know how to spell any of these.
Popcorn.
I'm
Carol. Yeah.
Oh my God! So it's 5 straight adjectives. Oh God!
What the? All right, let's rip off some adjectives.
Dumpy.
I can just
Dumpy.
read what we have so far.
I'm Carol.
Fast.
All right, I'm
We're
just gonna
giving you
read
adjectives,
this.
bro.
Oh, what is it?
Unibrow.
We got dumpy.
Fast.
We got fast.
Dumb.
No, dumpy.
Snoring.
Dumpy. Snoring.
Oh,
Slumpy.
just do the 7 dwarfs. Grumpy, sneezy,
Thick.
dopey,
Hung.
hung,
Girthy.
grumpy.
Thick.
door.
Thick.
I
and
bet
hung.
all those doors
Oh, I
were
like
girthy.
thick.
We could.
I still don't even know if this is gonna sound good, but all right, I'm gonna read this. Actually,
Yeah,
I need a 4-letter curse word.
Good job, everybody. Bleep
Okay.
that.
All right. Review our experience with Terry and the What Is This crew. So, yeah, okay.
Why am I singled out?
Dear fellow podcasters, we, Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey, recently had the hairy experience to work with Terry, the director and producer known for his work on the podcast/video podcast, What Is This, alongside his friends Cole, Luke, and Zack. We feel it's important to share our delicious experience.
Ooh.
Firstly, Terry's direction was smelly. His physical attributes, notably his clumpy and scrawny, did not exude the talkative presence we expected. While we don't usually judge on appearance, his dildo necklace was particularly bouncy. As for his crew, where do we begin? Cole was yellow and always bouncing when he should have been skateboarding.
I've been getting that for years.
You're so yellow in your image right now, though.
That's perfect.
Luke's horny was frankly creamy, and Zach's intense. Oh, I missed the. Yeah, it's okay. Zach's intensity, we'll say, left too much to be desired. No, left much to be desired. Sorry.
Oh.
Their collective attitude was vulnerable and not conducive to a flamboyant working environment. The major deal breaker, however, was discovering Terry's involvement in What Is This podcast. The podcast is fast, with topics that are dumpy and discussions that are sneezy. Each host, Terry included, brought an air of thick that we found hung. Therefore, we rate our experience with Terry and his crew a resounding 0 out of 10. We regret to
Wow.
inform you that we will not be seeking their services again, nor will we recommend them to others in the podcasting community. F you, Terry. Since, sincerely, Travis and Jason Kelsey.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
I
I
have-
can't agree more.
So
I
we're
have
gonna
4.
do this every week.
Is it a good bit?
It's a good idea, but God, that dragged.
Is it a
I
bit?
have a good one.
I don't think it's a bit.
I think we should just satirize existing podcasts.
If it ain't a bit, it don't fit.
I must have quit.
I must quit
Yeah.
the podcast. I mean, we could do this one, which
I
is
like
quick.
rhyme time. I like the idea of just everybody rhyming as fast as we can go. Clown,
Down.
Nope. Can't
drown,
rhyme anything with
Frown.
clown.
Round.
town,
Sound. Surround.
gown,
Down.
wound. So
Wow.
now we're on.
round.
You can't
Bound.
just say words, guys.
I mean, that's what a
Uh,
podcast is. Damn it, it's just saying words. All right, let's get Cole's
Well-
pitch.
All right, I had 3 more, but it. God damn it! Damn it! I had one. It was an ad for Zack's arrest because he's wanted in Mexico, and it was a funny one.
Did you get Botox,
get-
Zach?
What?
Did you get Botox in your forehead?
No.
Raise your eyebrows. Where's your
It's just
wrinkles?
the light. I got plenty. Don't worry.
Really?
It's just the light. Yeah, it's
Cool.
just the light.
All right, Cole's up.
So mine isn't really fleshed out, but I feel like it could be something good if we all kind of work on it together. The Mad Lib thing, when that kind of threw me off in the beginning when Luke said that, because this is kind of Mad Lib, you know, in a sense, or it's like a game. So the premise is we are coming up with either a movie or a TV show, and each person has is like the director or the executive producer, you know, depending on whether it's their week or not. You know, each person has like one time where they're the director, and it could be like you start it with. Let me go to my notes. So we could either have you know, actors, like themes, genres, and actors, and like a bunch of other things as different rounds, and someone can either draw them out of a hat, or we can like make, you know, little like post-it notes or something like that, or we could have everyone text their actors and I'm getting way ahead of myself. So this is the worst pitch that I've done.
So I need an adjective.
So no, you start with the person. So say I'm the director this week,
Okay.
right? And now I'll have so you would start with, I draw out of a hat a genre, and say I draw comedy right now. And then the next step would be each of you text me an actor's name. So like all the actors that would star in the movie.
Mhm.
And then we just go from there. This is where I need help fleshing it out.
So you reverse engineer a film starting with just the genre and then the actor.
Just the genre, and then everyone else randomly sends you actors, and you got to just randomly put these actors together. And then once we have the actors, then we're like, okay, what is this going to be about? How's this going to work? So then like topic would be another one that you randomly pull out of a hat or draw, what have you.
So we
Just
just
like the
Or we
Jordan
could just come
Peele,
up with it.
should we just make a movie? I think you're
Yeah,
saying?
Luke. Yeah,
Jordan Peele, and yeah.
yeah.
I like it.
I've actually.
It sounds
did
imaginative.
You listen to the Conan podcast? Is that where you got the idea?
That's exactly that's what inspired it. Yeah.
When I heard that today, actually, I was like, I want to do that so bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Like,
So are we? So we're casting a movie real quick.
Yeah. So, but
All right. What kind of movie
so
is
that
it?
it's
Is it horror,
so that-
action? What are we doing?
Pick a
all
genre
right. So
randomly.
let's do a comedy.
Comedy movie.
comedy.
Okay. And then all you guys text me a random actor's name. And
Right
then
now?
that'll be the cast.
Okay.
Okay. Right now?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching us
Should
text.
we do it?
Watching
do it in
us text. Oh, you got to do it just to Cole, not in the what is this?
All right.
Why? Oh,
Because then we'll see it.
okay.
So we don't know what you guys pick. All right.
I don't. The last time I texted Cole.
Just
There it is. Friday is the answer.
that's how you text people.
What do you mean? Yeah, scroll down to where I talked to him last.
You don't just go to new text and type their name in.
No,
Wow.
that sounds gross.
Okay.
That sounds stressful.
This already is going to be interesting.
Comedy actor. Wouldn't it be funny if we all put Paul Giamatti?
Cole, do you have your next topic picked out? Like the
No.
next thing, you should think of that. Whatever's next. Maybe we can come up with it as they're texting.
No, no, no.
Okay. All right.
All right, we good?
Here's our cast.
Wait.
We
You're just going
got-
to tell us the cast? Why did we text it to you?
Guys, this is more fun.
Because
Deal.
Okay.
now I'm going to tell you the cast, and now we got to flesh it out.
Don't say who said what.
Yeah, don't say who
Yep.
said.
So we have Ice Cube, Liam
Nice.
Neeson, and Lindsay Lohan.
Nice. Okay.
And this is a comedy.
I think it's quite obvious who picked what.
This is a comedy. Okay. So we've got those three.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's going to be
I got one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a road trip comedy.
Sure.
I was thinking Liam Neeson is upset because Lindsay Lohan wants to marry Ice Cube. And it's
Yeah,
the first time they
Lindsay
meet.
Lohan's-
Wait a minute.
Lindsay
That's
Lohan-
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. This movie's
Right.
been made. Oh,
No. You
Twice.
just
Once with
combined.
Ashton Kutcher. And
Lindsay
Bernie
Lohan.
Mac.
Should we make Are We There Yet too?
I wish we
Yeah.
all said Bernie Mac.
Oh, I was gonna say Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Uncle Bobby B, baby.
I think Lohan's obviously the daughter of.
Why can't she be
Liam-
the mom?
Come on, don't waste our fucking time. She's obviously the daughter.
She's
of
older than
Liam-
me.
Of Liam Neeson.
Oh. Was she taken?
But Ice Cube.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going.
Oh yeah, we should do
But
that.
Liam Neeson's too old, so he has to get Ice Cube to do it for him. So then
No,
it's
no.
still an older guy saving a lady
Well,
from Europe.
No,
It's-
but it's in Compton.
Are we there yet? Meets Taken.
Are we taken yet?
Are we taken?
Is she taken?
So
Are we-
she's taken.
Oh!
Is she taken?
Right. And Ice Cube
Yo, Liam,
um,
is she taken?
romantically. Oh, oh no.
Is she taken?
Is Ice Cube's obviously romantically interested in Lindsay Lohan. Where in the
Or-
relationship are they?
Or
Are they
Lindsay
dating?
Lohan's trying to deal with the fact that Liam Neeson and Ice Cube are getting together. And maybe she's got some old school beliefs. Maybe we flip the whole damn genre on its head and say it's the ladies who are the problem.
I just keep thinking about that episode of Atlanta where Liam Neeson is super racist.
Yeah. Well, it was based on something that he actually said.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. He got in trouble and he like doubled down on it, which was pretty funny.
What did he say?
Something bad happened to a friend of his, and he just went out looking for anybody. Well, I'll just say what it is. So his friend was, I can't
This is
say
the
it on
movie.
you can't say it on YouTube, was assaulted by a black fella. And he said, I just went around my neighborhood looking for any black guy to beat up. And he was asked about it by Robin Quivers to like clarify his statement. And he was like, no, yeah, I meant that. Like, that's what I was saying. So he just got caught in a little bit of an old man thing. He wasn't saying, it wasn't as bad as it sounds out of context. He was just saying, I was so angry, I was ready to take my frustration out on anybody.
In the heat of the moment.
Specifically like a black person.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it's not
but
good.
the funny
It's
part,
not
I mean,
good.
it was like, she was like,
Hold
are
up.
you sure? Like, she gave him an out, and he's like, no, I was looking for a black man to hit. Like,
I think you nailed it, Luke. That's the movie. Ice Cube is the black man that he goes out.
And then he comes back from later.
After Lindsay Lohan gets assaulted, his daughter, he goes out to find the first black man he can fight, and it's Ice Cube.
and then it turns into a comedy.
That's where the movie starts.
Yeah.
That's where there's an assault.
Well, Ice Cube
in a
was already in
comedy?
fist
That's
fight with
ballsy.
Charlie Day.
So perfect. He's good at fighting.
I mean, he was triple
Starts
X once.
conversation,
It's
and then
Fist
they break
Fight
down-
2. Fist
break
Fight
down the
2,
wall.
colon, is she taken?
No. Fist
We
Fight
lost.
2. Fist Fight 2. Mean Girls taken.
Okay.
Okay, then
I was taken by a mean girl.
I'm thinking Lindsay Lohan dies in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the director?
Wes Anderson.
me.
That would be awesome, Wes Anderson.
Roman Polanski.
I mean, is
All right,
Lohan even doing anything anymore?
Yeah, Hallmark. Christmas Hallmark movies. And they're doing
Is it
They're
this
doing a-
movie? Did Hallmark make this movie?
they're doing a sequel to Mean Girls.
Meaner Girls?
She's not in it, though.
She'll probably
Yes,
make
they
an
are. They're
appearance.
making two.
She'll
So
make a cameo. Yeah.
She's like the guidance counselor, right?
Why would they make two?
because one
It's
is
a
the
musical.
version that was on Broadway, and then the other one is a sequel to Mean Girls.
Yeah, I mean, Mean Girl, it doesn't stop. Women are still mean to each other when you get out of high school.
So how do we further, like, I didn't understand the part of divvying roles of like producer, director.
What
Sure.
Jordan Peele would talk about is he actually is it a podcast that Jordan Peele, like, because I actually want to see
I don't know
this.
what it is. He just said that
he had a deck
he
of
had
cards.
Conan come over to like his office or something like that, and they did something like this, like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, you randomly pick. So you start off like what Cole did with a deck of cards, and you pick the genre, and then okay, that deck of cards is done. You pick the genre. Now you have a deck of cards of actors, and you randomly pick the actors, and then you pick the direction the movie's going to go in, and then like little by little. But also you have to make the movie, and it's like some of the things are you deal with like an issue with the actors, and you have to pull the cards, and one of them is like, Jennifer Aniston was not happy with Bob, so you have to talk to her and basically like improvise after you pull the card.
I love that. I could do that.
That sounds like fun.
Every
Improv,
day.
I mean, improv's fun. There should be a little bit. We essentially improv every Thursday when we do this.
Yeah,
Thursday?
I didn't want to do like a character every week, but we got a good. I got a good one next week. I got a good. It's not even a character. It's, the person's real.
What do you mean? Is it an impression? You can do an impression.
I mean, it's not me. I'm not doing the impression. So I got this guy's phone number, and I'm gonna call him next week. And yeah, and we've talked about him before, and I could tell you who it is right now. I'm just kind of
What's his name? Peter.
no.
Are we
No.
going to bait the audience with this? Coming up next
Yeah, we
week?
should. Coming up, should I say the name?
Yeah.
All right. So actually, there's the story of the teenage girl that became a huge fan of this singer, and she ended up meeting him, and she was surprised that he was an old guy, Michael McDonald. So I actually looked up the person who wrote that story, and I DM'd them, and I just asked the guy. I said, "It's Steve Hartman is his name, or Harmon or something, CBS News." And I looked him up, and I DM'd him, and I said, "Hey, I'm just trying to get his Michael McDonald's phone number," and he gave it to me immediately.
Whoa.
And he goes, "Are you?"
You
Are you
one up
sure?
my guest?
You got Michael McDonald on the next episode of What Is This
Yes.
Podcast?
Wow.
He goes, "Are you sure?" And I go, "Yeah, no, we're big fans." And he goes, "I swear to God," the next thing he says is "good luck," and he goes, "He's a lot." That's what he said. "Good luck. He's a lot."
Row your boat.
He said,
So
I
I-
don't know who you are,
Street.
but I will find you.
So I haven't- yeah.
I have a very particular set of singing skills.
I haven't texted him yet, but I'll get a hold of him, and maybe we can get him on Thursday.
Sounds like a great
Consider me
ad for the next
pleased.
episode of What Is This Podcast. But before we go, we got to see how Pete is on this segment called How's Pete?
Call Pete.
Zach, you missed it. Pete called me during the podcast.
He reverse
What?
Pete'd us. We got to reverse
then-
Pete.
Yeah, it was great. It was good.
What did he say?
I said
He called
it was
somebody
quick.
a
I
cunt.
don't remember what we said. I think I said
he-
I have to call you back.
Did he hit you with the, how are you?
No, but Cole did at the end.
He
Oh.
did.
And then he called Luke.
Oh, he might not answer. I don't know if you can hear my daughter. She's saying my name.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
You son of a bitch. Just wanted to know how you were. I have a very particular set of skills. And you might be able to hide, but I will find you. And when I
Good
find
luck.
you, I will kill you. All right, Pop. See ya.
And then
Good luck.
Dylan, just slowly fade in Cat Stevens' fathers and sons right here.
They were right, I'd agree. But it's them they know, not me. And
You
then
are
some other
young.
words.
Not your fault. Hey,
Hey,
you know what? That actually works perfect for this because I know I have to go away.
Damn it. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this so badly, but fine.
I think he's talking about killing himself in that song, Terry. So if you're gonna do
I
it,
know
Do it.
I have to go away.
All right. Fine. We all have to go. I'm going to go away with you. I'm just going to go. by
Welcome to
myself, I
Earth.
guess.
YUNKJunk!